selling crystals for watches. For witches. Welcome to Pick and Chat Podcast. We are here today, as usual, to discuss business. Myself, Dennis, and Annabelle. We're always going to talk about things that will really incite your thoughts about business. Our topic today is success stories in business. And maybe if there is time, we'll give you some marketing, strategies that you never have my head of. So Annabelle is here smiling. I know she has some juice for us. A lot of juice. So I'll let her go, I'll let her roll and tell us what she really has found. And mind you, it's nothing that I've heard of, that I know of. So like you all, I'm going to be a stranger to what she's going to share.
Okay.
And I'll also let you know some stuff that I also found.
All right, cool. So when we're talking about success in business stories, I was looking up on products or in business ideas that people didn't really think would hit, and it has blown. So this one is a really huge one at the moment. So the Stanley Cup. Have you heard of the Stanley Cup?
I've heard of it.
I'm sure you've seen so many women holding it.
Yeah.
Those cups. And I mean, the Stanley Cup was already a thing back in the, those thermal cups. I'm sure a lot of people were using it back in the day, but I think it's so interesting how they've been able to rebrand those thermal cups. And now, for example, in my office, the amount of people that have Stanley Cups in my office is...
Yeah. And it's so big. It's so huge. I've seen it around, yeah.
And it's amazing how everyone wants one. I mean, other companies are doing their own, you can get the Stanley Cup, the brand itself, or you can get one. You can even go from Primark. It's still seen as a Stanley Cup, even though it's not a brand. So it's huge at the moment. And I was reading up on how they've been able to, revitalize this idea of having a thermal cup to keep something chilled or warm. And now it's become like a social media thing,
Yeah.
Like sometimes I watch some podcasts and the person's Stanley Cup is next to them, and they'll be talking and they'll have a sip every now and then. And for me, maybe because I'm a woman, it's beautiful to look at. It's too big for me to carry around, but it's beautiful to look at. And I have found their ideas on projecting this product really, really cool. And one of the things that I know has really pushed this product is how they have used social media.
Yes.
To really push it. So the amount of, when Stanley Cups was starting off, I was starting to see lots of like Instagram posts, where people are doing like videos in their home and they'll have their cup next to them. And I started seeing a lot of like Instagram posts from Americans where they're like, oh, what is this cup? Like, I'm starting to see it a lot. And then on TikTok, it was just crazy.
Everybody.
A lot of TikTokers had it. And I think it was tactical. How the brand...
That is what I'm assuming now.
Social media to really push it, because how is it that all of a sudden everyone wanted this thermal cup?
Yeah.
People have cups in their houses.
Yes.
But now...
It's not a bottle, it's a cup.
It's a cup with a straw in it. Now, you don't see people using glasses to drink water. They have their Stanley Cup for them. And, so I think the social media aspect, because now... Even though I'm not really a big fan of it, when I see different colors of it on TikTok, I'm like, "Ooh, wow, this color is nice."
Yeah.
Maybe eventually, if I think of getting one, I might get this color.
Yeah.
But then a few days later, I'll see another color. Like, "Oh, this one is nice too." So, their social media marketing is on point. And if you're building a business and you want to learn anything about success stories in business, I think you need to look at the Stanley Cup and how they have used social media to really revitalize their brand. I mean, it's a craze now. There's a thing called the Stanley Cup craze. You need to jump on it. Like people intentionally buy the cup so they can jump on the craze on TikTok. That
is how social media is really affecting sales and everything.
So that's I think spend some time, look into the Stanley Cup more. Even reading the history of it, I was like, oh wow. So it was a normal.
It was a boring business previously, I think. And I think there was a craze about how somebody's, and I think it was staged. I mean, this is my personal thought. It could be just good timing for them. And I'm so excited you brought this up, because there was this thing about somebody's car got burnt, and there was a Stanley Cup in it. but the ice content, the ice cubes and the water, when they took the cup out, even the whole body of the cup was bent. I mean, of course, it's metal. They shook it, and there was still ice in it. And what I think the Stanley guys did was, when the person brought that to bear on social media, they bought a car for the person. And it got so much traffic. Can you imagine? So they were like, oh yeah, thank you for letting people know how good our product is. And for your car that you lost, we are happy to replace it for you.
Wow.
So if this was staged,
it
is the most reasonable thing a company can ever do. To go to that extent, to show how their cup can hold the temperature of a cold substance in them, and how their whole thermal engineering work. It's crazy.
It's amazing. I asked AI to tell me something about the Stanley Cup, and I'm gonna read it. ChatGPT is so cool. So I just typed in, tell me something about the Stanley Cup and their success story. And this is what ChatGPT said. This blend of smart marketing, social trends, and a shift in audience focus helped transform the Stanley tumbler from a utilitarian item into a viral cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup is a viral
cultural. Yeah, that means there's a group of people that can relate to it. It's part of culture now.
Yeah. So I think all the entrepreneurs out there, spend some time and study the Stanley Cup craze. Study the company, how they've been able to revitalize this product. I think that there's a lot to learn from them. Yeah,
and I think it is just because social media can blow just anything. Let me see. I've got some businesses here that will really interest you. No other. These are things I picked from somebody I also follow. I really watch keenly. I mean, he also talks about businesses, and I just picked some of the things he shared. And I've not researched into it, but of course, yes. He is a millionaire. I trust the content he put out. He's into his space. And these businesses you never would have thought of. One is selling supplements for snakes.
Selling supplements
for snakes, yeah. Whether to make their skin get better, or for them to see properly, or to improve their venom, I have no idea. But this business is making 20,000 pounds a month.
Wow.
Okay. If you think that is odd, let's see one. Managing dating accounts for time poor people. So people who are not good with their time.
Wow.
There is a business that manages the account for them. And this business is making £78,000 a month. If you want to get into such a business, you may be interested in getting a very good business model around it. It is very important, to just understand business.
Oh, wow.
Selling moss on a subscription basis. And I mean, who would have thought even people buy moss? And this is selling for this business is making 53K a month.
Like CMOS.
Yes. The next and it's not. I don't think you have to get too much because it might be expensive because it is a bit not too common. So people are able to really harvest it, sell it for high price. I watch this documentary about how people extract. Do you know caviar? That eggs in that caviar. Rare eggs. It's called caviar. Okay, you British people. Caviar, and somebody's harvesting it in Africa and is exporting it to, Monaco. Where these rich people hang around and making millions on monthly basis. And now people are even rearing, the fish that makes caviar just to harvest the caviar and sell it. And people are really doing weird businesses that might interest you to know. Selling frogs to schools for science experiments.
Oh, that's a good one. No, because it will never go out of fashion. Did you ever do frog experiments?
We used to put in a biology class in primary college. We used to put a frog on a plate and draw it. And you know what I'll do? I knew how to draw a frog. I've learned it, so I'll put it in front of me and still draw that frog in my head. Because that frog had been in that solution for years and it even stinks. I want to get out of my face as soon as I can. So I always drew the frog from my head. I had a very good picture of a frog and I drew it and just got away with it. Yeah, so that business makes £300,000 a month.
Wow.
Right. Okay. So somebody is selling the unclaimed luggage from the airport on eBay.
Honestly, no business idea is bad. Honestly, from the list we're giving you, that should tell you that if you have an idea, don't be too shy to try it out. Honestly.
Yeah, people have their baggage not claimed, and I don't even know many people leave their baggage unclaimed. And when I used to work, in customs in Ghana, I can relate. There was a place called Baggage Reclaim, where there were a lot of baggages, and sometimes the room smells because people's bag had been there for a long time before there's stuff in it that can go back.
Yeah.
And you could imagine how many things are there.
Yeah.
That may never be clean because there were a stack of things.
Wow.
So that is just Ghana. Imagine bigger airports like Heathrow or JFK. There are many things that are unclaimed, and people really go to the auction. But of course, for such places, there will be timelines on when you can claim it. If you cannot, they will just auction it.
Yeah.
So people go to the auction, buy them, and resell it. And this business is making £26,000 a month. Right.
Wow.
Creating a perfume vending machine in big supermarkets.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I do?
Oh.
So the vending, that's in perfume vending. Like you don't buy if you want to use let's say one of the good perfumes.
Like Coco Chanel.
Yeah. Or let's say Creed. You don't have to buy it. You go to a vending machine, pay £5 and
Oh,
what are you thinking?
I thought you'd actually buy it.
No. You just go and spray yourself. They are serving a perfume like people sell alcohol in pubs. Like they sell tequila and martini and all of these hard drinks.
Because maybe if you're going out somewhere, you want to smell
you need
different.
to change. Come on, imagine like you have this perfume, everybody knows that's what you use. You need to change it. So just pass by the supermarket, just pay your £5 and full. Like I don't know how many frills you can put in your body. You spray it and you're gone. The next day you can go for
a different one.
Tom Ford.
Ooh.
I think I should do this business. Yeah. The next day you can go for G&G light blue.
You go for your door.
Oh my goodness.
Different types. Oh, that's
and you
amazing.
can even do a mix. You can cocktail it.
Yeah. Ooh.
You understand? So that business.
That's cool.
Oh, that's a good business.
That's a good business, actually.
That business is making £80,000 a month.
Wow.
Okay. Selling crystals for watches. For witches. But what do witches use crystals for?
They use it to do their, what's it called? Enchantments, yeah.
Oh, so it's a thing.
Yeah.
So there's a market.
Like crystals.
But how many witches do you have in the world now? Because I mean,
should we ask?
Look, how would you advertise this business in a spiritual realm?
No, people buy. Even things like sage and like some people are just curious and they want to get into certain things, so they'll probably buy it.
No, but morally, this job is not for me. Because for where I come from and my level in Christianity, I cannot promote witchcraft. So I won't sell crystals for witches, but it is making £9,000. In case you are, nobody should do this one. Oh, this is so cool. Matchmaking experts with other experts, £63,000.
Oh.
Yeah, so expatriates.
That's very niche. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that is it. Thank you, Timamu. I mean, this is totally from your list and in no order. We thought our audience would love it, and it's interesting, especially
it's really cool.
Creating a perfume vending machine in big supermarkets. That is so nice. And the weirdest one is selling crystals for witches. Which one is your weirdest?
I don't think.
And your best. Give us your weirdest and your best.
I think one of my best ones. This is already a thriving business.
Yeah.
But let me see. I think the matchmaking experts with other experts will be my best one, because I just find that that's really niche, and these are people that may not necessarily have time to meet similar people to themselves. So let's say, for example, you're an expat to South Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm sure there are so many Ghanaians in South Korea, but maybe back in the day, there may not be as many Ghanaians in South Korea. You may be the only Ghanaian there, not as in a particular town or something. So having this would be handy.
Yeah.
Especially if you wanted to marry a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
You're working in South Korea, you want to marry a Ghanaian. So I think this is really cool.
And the weirdest,
they're selling supplements for snakes. What's going on there? Like,
At least there are many snakes, but how many witches do we have to be selling crystals to?
How many people have snakes as pets? Or I don't know, maybe zoos will buy it.
Anyway, let's go to your next one.
But this business, this business has been around for time. Have you heard about Spanx?
Spanx, no.
So it's a shapewear. You know shapewear. You know, like what Kim Kardashian has.
Yeah, Skims. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, originally there was one made called Spanx. I'm very sure maybe she started it off. So there's a lady called Sarah Blakely in America. So back in 1998, she wanted something that she could wear underneath her dress, where there would be like a smooth finish. You know, especially if you're wearing like a bodycon dress, you want everything to look smooth. And you know tights. You know when women wear tights. So she cut. You know how tights come all the way to they feel like a socks. So she cut those bits off to, you know, wear to see how it will look. And that's how she got the idea to try and create some shapewears. But you know, when I was researching initially, when she wanted to start it, she only had $5,000 in her savings, and she started doing some research on it. But when she went to investors, especially the male investors, didn't understand why or how this business was going to hit, because who's going to buy this? Who's going to buy, you know, tights? I shussle. Like tights have been cut off, or you know, tights in the form of shorts.
Yeah.
But now, Spanx is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars, and even now other companies are creating different versions of it. Like you mentioned, Skims have their own type of shapewear. And I mean, to the point where you can even get shapewear for like £5. I can go to Primark and buy a shapewear of £5.
Now it's become a thing.
Yeah. A lot of women want to wear shapewears because it gives you that finished look underneath your dresses. And I'm bringing this up because sometimes I think people feel like, oh, this business idea, oh, I'm not sure if there's an audience for it. I'm not sure if it will hit.
Sometimes investors think it's not a good business.
Sometimes investors may even put you down with the things they will say. But one thing that when I was doing this research, I learned is you just never know when an audience will come for this. You never know in a year's time where this business idea is going to take you. Don't shy away from developing your business. My husband is really interested in live streaming and stuff like that. And I remember some time ago, his focus was on just doing it for church. Like, he wants to support church, do live stream. But now he's built a business around it, where other organizations contact him to do live streaming for their events. Prior to COVID, I don't think live streaming was a thing. Do you get it? So there will probably always come a time where the business idea that you have, there will be a need for it. I think it's just a matter of you being able to be, what's the word? Like, be proactive enough to think that, okay, this could work. Let's try it out and see. And not give up because at the moment you don't think there's a niche for it. And I look at the amount of money Spanx is worth now. And back in 1998, when she was thinking about it, probably, I'm sure maybe if she told her friends, they think, no, we don't need that.
Yeah.
But now every woman wants it. So as society progresses, more needs will come. So, you know, as the ideas come, don't shut them. Definitely write them down and put them to work.
Something like just shapewear.
Yeah. It's making millions and millions of dollars yearly.
And now, even if you look at Skims is making so much, even though they came after Spanx.
Exactly.
They brought a business model that people now think is lucrative. They have defined it, and now people are really into it. And I've heard of many e-commerce brands that if you go on Shein, of course, you get all of these things on Temu. Yeah. Now, many people are selling it. Yeah. And it's just because people brought it to bear.
Exactly. Yeah. So, no business idea, honestly, is no good enough. Yeah. Give it a try.
Just like, I think we're discussing Airbnb. Nobody would have thought that somebody would open their rooms to people. I mean, when Airbnb was pitching, from what we all pick around, people thought it was just, they were not serious.
No.
Because imagining you telling me that you want to start a business around telling people to open their rooms for strangers.
Or even Uber.
Yeah, even Uber.
Like,
Uber, yeah.
But now these are all...
Yeah, but now it's a whole industry that people invest in. People buy cars to, you know, put on an Uber fleet.
Yeah.
Now, Airbnb, people don't even now open their homes to give a room. People invest in rooms, a whole apartment. I know many people have invested in apartments, complex, just to put on Airbnb and get some money out of it. And it's insane. I have one. I mean, have you got any on your list again? Yeah, I have one.
That's it.
I think it's quite popular, especially in the US, called Liquid Death. Do you know what they sell?
No.
Water.
They sell water.
Yeah, water.
I think like bottles of water.
Cans of water. So they put water in cans. And if you Google it, if you just search it, the cans are so fancy. Like, it's just like an energy drink or an alcohol can. Like, not a plain can. But, you know, these Gen Zs, these young people, they want, you know, they don't, you know, one thing about Gen Zs that I like, they are very conscious. They drink less alcohol than the Gen X when they were Gen Zs. Yeah, they drink less alcohol. I mean, compared to, they are more concerned about health. Okay. They are more concerned about keto, supplements, going to the gym. A report showed that when you have many Gen Zs in your gym, you lose because, you know, normally what's the business model around gyms? You get like 500 subscribers, but only 100 people show up at a time. But if you get Gen Zs as part of this 500, they will all show up because they're health conscious. They register for gyms, they go. They drink detox. They do yoga. They do Pilates. So they consume less alcohol. So they realize that these Gen Zs really, but they also go to pubs and they don't want to be seen holding boring bottles of water. So they wanted to hold something fancy, but they don't want to drink alcohol. So these people go around to make a can that looks bubbly enough to hold around pubs and clubs and wherever you go parties, but it is water.
It's water.
And they didn't even call it water, they call it Liquid Death. Like, you know, Gen Z's like those kind of, you know, weird things. Yeah, Liquid Death, skull and bones on it and everything. And it's making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wow.
But just put water in a can, rebranding it with more energy, and just targeting young people. Of course, you won't see a 60-year-old person buying Liquid Death. The young people will buy it, and that's how it works. So many businesses are crashing it.
Yeah.
Recently, I heard of an app that connects first-time diners. So, for instance, like I think we discussed in our previous podcast, where introverts are not able to get out there. So you can go on an app actually and just connect with 4 other people. So it groups 5 people for dinner, people you never have met before.
Wow.
And it books a dinner for you in your local town, and you go and have dinner. And that is it. And what is happening is, even after they finish the dinner, they are able to get back on the app for the same people to book an after party. What it means is that these 5 people like each other and they're happy to be friends. And they do not show pictures. Nothing to be like, I like this person. It's not a dating app. It is just to get people out of their homes. Because why? There's a market there. People are now on their phones. So now people getting to meet people physically is luxurious.
Yeah.
So it is something people are yearning for. So many people who really want to get out there to meet people for the first time, they just get on this app. Just put their name down.
Amazing.
Then it pairs you with 4 other people who are in your like profile, in your same community. Book a dinner for you and you go for dinner.
You go for it.
And this app is also making millions. And it's not showing face. It's not showing anything. And that's how it's going. So if you're watching and you think about a business, you think it's weird, of course, I wouldn't advise you to put so much money in a business. Be like we always say, do an MVP, a minimum viable product, and just try and test it, see how it works. Well, this person I'm talking about, they did not just do the app. They started by just running an ad, and they physically will go to a restaurant, book it, and tell you this and these people are coming. This is their profile. Okay, if you want people who are working, okay, these people are working here. They are into engineering, and then that's it. They book it for you. Then they realize, okay, it works. So now we don't have to physically charge you £100. We can just give it to many people and charge you like £20 a month. And many people on this app subscribed because in every month they can just get people they don't know and just meet and have fun and talk. And whether that can also lead into relationships, I mean, it's up to them. But the idea behind it is very good. It is solving the problem of getting people to know people, which is very good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Right. If you don't have any, I think I have a business trick. I think that I learned recently that is really working. That is for people who have their business going on already. So, people are intentionally leaking their promotion emails. So let's say you're an e-commerce brand. It's Black Friday, or let's say 2 weeks before Black Friday, and you send an email to all your email list, people who have bought from you already. Then you'll be like, oh, let's say Annabelle, this will be the code for Black Friday. It is 90% or let's say 50% discount. So prepare to send it. It's activated already. Anybody can buy and use it. But don't send it now. Prepare to send it on, when is Black Friday? Is it 31st?
Somewhere in November, I think.
31st November or something, yeah. So be prepared to send it on Black Friday week. Then you send it to your whole email list. So now everybody gets it and it's like, oh, we have a linked email. Then you do another email. Oh, sorry, this was not meant to be sent. It was supposed to be sent to our marketing, Annabelle, marketing. We pressed and sent to everybody. However, I mean, we're just going to deactivate it by the time Annabelle is back at work at 1 p.m. So the person knows that from today to 1 p.m., they have to buy that thing. And you know how people feel like when they get information that nobody has, and they really want to get use of it. And a business used this to make £2 million in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, for just intentionally leaking a video, an email. So if you're out there and you're buying stuff, know that this is how people use techniques to get you to buy. And that is just a tip for you. If you are running a business already, you can use, I'm going to use it to see, I mean, how it works for my business that has a lot of emails. Yeah, I think Cadwish, we have thousands of emails. So I'm going to leak one. I'm going to leak one very soon and see how it goes.
And on that note, let us know any of these business ideas that you liked, or any of them that you're like, no, I don't like this. I don't think I will try this.
If you want to be selling snake supplements, let us know. Or crystals for witches.
And if you have any business ideas, like we've stressed so much, give it a try. And comment below if you have any testimonials as well on any business ideas that initially you thought was weird, but it's successful now. And, encourage others as well. We can use it to encourage others. So thank you for watching, and see you in our next episode.
Bye.